What is up? What is up? What is up? It's been a long time coming, and all of the smoke that's going around has pulled me out of my dark study. This is Rob Wallace. I am now Dr. Rob Wallace, and this is the return of the Zero Noise podcast. And tonight, yeah, right, put that up, put that up. We might have some other friends coming by today, but I'm back out here. And like I said, I felt like this was the perfect time to kind of get back out here and see what's going on because we have a situation that is unheralded out here. And I'm happy to be joined today by my man, Brandon, real name, no gimmicks, Scarber, also known as B Scar, also known as the Detroit Martin Luther King.
I prefer Malcolm X to Marcus Garvey, but
okay, I get it. A gentleman, a scholar, a teacher, manager, and a brilliant mind, and a historian too. Let's not forget that as well. So I'm gonna push everything else to the side that I want to talk about because we got to talk about this whole Drake and Kendrick thing. And first of all, how are you, Scar? You good?
Good, man. This is great time in hip hop. The last week, the last 72 hours, the last 48 to 24 hours. There's been so much going on, man. There's been so much going on.
Right. So we don't have to get all into the history of everything. We don't have to kind of quantify everything because I mean all the information is out there. But essentially, it's been 8 songs that have been released, right? Well, really 9.
Yeah, give or take, we'll say it's roughly, arguably about 10 tracks, arguably.
So just to kind of run down the line, right? We're gonna try to run it down the line. First, you had Like That.
No. It started with First Person Shooter.
Oh, yep, you're right. First Person Shooter. Excuse me.
The behind the scenes uproar to bring it back, allegedly, that's been a rumor online, is that Drake reached out to Kendrick the same way he reached out to J. Cole to get on the record, and Kendrick declined. And
has that been confirmed by anybody?
Yeah. A lot of notable critical journalists in the industry, from Rob Markman with Genius, trying to think other outlets, Complex News, DJ Academics on his platform has said it notable times. So yeah, it's been quite a few critics that said like that was accurate. It was, and even Kendrick addressed it, and I believe was it it was either Meet the Grams or 616 in LA, one of those records. No, Euphoria. He said in Euphoria, I think it was like midway through Euphoria, where he said, "You mad at me because I ain't want to do the song." So yeah. So it all started with First Person Shooter.
First Person Shooter.
So Like That was a response to First Person Shooter. He even referenced the shooter in the lyrics. He referenced.
Yeah, he did. Right, obviously.
Yeah.
So what was your initial thought when you heard Like That? When you heard that verse, what was your initial thought?
I thought the verse was cute. You know what I'm saying? No Diddy. Thought the verse was cute, and I felt like he was baiting. You know what I'm saying? We all know he been baiting Drake for 10 years now. You know, this all go back to Control, BET. This has been an ongoing thing. And with Cole, the couple lines that he did have for Cole and Like That, you know, Cole for the last 2 or 3 years, just before the off season and since the off season drop, you know, he been talking that talk like he that guy. You know what I'm saying? He been killing the features. You know what I'm saying? He been letting his nuts drop.
Right.
So I feel like that was a light tap, you know, a light tap from Kendrick to be like, okay, I'm checking y'all temperature. What's up?
I saw a lot of memes today talking about J. Cole and how J. Cole is somewhere sitting up with a drink on the beach or something right now because he has ducked a lot of shit by apologizing, by stepping out. But we all know that, his perception is going to probably permanently be affected
Yeah,
by the fact that he ended up apologizing for 7-minute drill. I mean, we
yeah,
don't have to relitigate that. I know that was about a month ago now.
yeah. I mean, like I said, all the critics, some of the top artists in the game, namely Jadakiss, a particular segment I saw on the Stephen A. Smith new podcast that airs on YouTube, where he interviewed Kiss, and Kiss pretty much told Stephen A. he just really want to have a personal conversation with him and just see where his head was at, where his mind was at, what's the space, because he jumped out the window. He gave us a 12-track project.
Yeah.
More than half the project he was referencing Kendrick, and then the last track he kind of went there on the 7-minute drill that we now know is available online, but is not available in this original release form.
Right.
And I personally, which I put on my social media, namely Facebook, I personally feel like he didn't get the reaction that he was looking for. I feel like within that first drop, he was expecting a certain reaction. It didn't come. And I feel like that was a PR move, me personally. I'm not saying that the friendship and all that's not real, but I feel like if he would have got the fanfare that Kendrick been getting and Drake been getting, we'll be having a different conversation right now about Cole.
Interesting. Q, you got a cam up. QB, can you hear me? All right, bet. So shouts out to Digger Hertz, my man. He said it actually started before that. Yeah, we definitely know it was all kinds of things that was being thrown around. But we principally trying to focus mostly on what has happened in the last week. Just because it's been so absolutely heavy. So you had first person shooter, you had like that, you had the 7-minute drill, and then you had push-ups. And you like the energy on push-ups.
Most definitely. I like Drake in that bag, you know what I'm saying? Because from day one, they've always got at Drake about him being soft, which I just assumed was his Canadian heritage, his Jewish heritage, and just him being like a light-skinned brother, which I'm sure you may or may not can relate to.
What? Listen, I do not. Shouts out to Kofi Thomas. I don't qualify as light skinned. What I've been told, I don't qualify. Q would be here, my man. Q would be here in a minute. He say I don't. They say I don't qualify as light skinned. Not like I mean, that's what they say. And here he comes back in. He trying to get back in.
I got you. Well, like I said, that wasn't no shade. You know what I'm saying? I got a cousin that I'm very close to, and he was been on Drake head like, hey man, you letting us down. You letting Team Light Skin down right now. You letting us down out here. So shouts out to Lance Mack. But long story short, it's always been that he didn't have that pedigree if he had to go into battle mode. And it's not the first time we've seen Drake battle. But I think a lot of real spitters have always kind of smelt the fear on Drake. And I feel like for Drake to rise to the occasion the way he did with push-ups, it was long overdue. Like, I'm proud of Drake. Win, lose, or draw, I'm proud of Drake and how he handled himself in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Overall. Like he came with the joints.
He did. Let me see. I got to unmute yourself. So then you had the Rick Ross record. Okay. So the Champagne Moments came right afterwards. At this point, I'm sorry?
That was crazy. Like, I don't even know where that came from. That was just
it came, I mean, it kind of came out the blue, to me. I mean, not after some of the things that had been said and some of the discussions that I saw online, but Rick Ross and Drake's chemistry throughout the years has always been fantastic.
Facts.
And it's kind of painful to see it kind of go down like this. I mean, I think more than anybody, it's been kind of painful. We got Q in the house. Q, can you hear us? I see your mic is unmuted. You there? Oh, he stepped back out. Okay, so And now it's kind of like an afterthought because of everything that has happened so far. So after Push-Ups came out and Champagne Moments came out, then you had Tailor Made Freestyle that came out.
Well, before that, Future and Metro dropped again, and there was a feature verse from A$AP Rocky that got highlighted in the media where he was talking back to Drake. A feature verse from The Weeknd, a feature verse from Travis Scott. Travis Scott said something at a show that he was at. Like this is why Drake took aim at all of them on push-ups. Like prior to Drake doing push-ups in that 2-3 week time frame from when Like That dropped until when Drake responded with push-ups, he was getting at all these people, you know, because of them being featured on that Future and Metro Boomin project, which I feel like was the hip hop Avengers. I feel like they purposely went and assembled all these people between those two projects to get at home.
What was your thought about Tailor Made, the Tailor Made freestyle?
I thought it was on point. You know what I'm saying? He was baiting Kendrick because it had been at that point a week, or it had been a week since Push-Ups, and it had been almost a month since Like That. So I feel like he was baiting Kendrick. And then me personally, just kind of go to my theory about J. Cole in terms of why he bowed out. My theory with Kendrick, the alleged AI disses that came out, the Owl Hunting, the Jigsaw, the 123 snippet, I feel like those were real Kendrick disses. And I just feel like they didn't resonate at that time the way that allegedly they would have wanted it. And he went back in the chop house and gave us the batch of stuff we got now. Because you gotta remember, Kendrick been wanting this for 10 years. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like that there's some realness to that, which is why I think Drake used the AI technology on Tailor Made with the Pac voiceover and the Snoop voiceover to kind of like draw attention to like, that's too many records to not be real. You feel what I'm saying? Because it was like 3 or 4 different AI disses that was out there.
Wow.
And that's kind of like a looked over footnote in this battle, like kind of with the whole Tailor Made, just kind of breakdown and behind the scenes of the AI use of technology. I feel like that's an overlooked thing in the battle. Like not so many people have highlighted or addressed that point. Like there were way more AI disses of Kendrick than it was of any of Drake at that time.
Really?
Yeah. If you go to YouTube right now, like I said, it was like those 3 in particular. Alan, Jigsaw, the snippet that was like 1:23 that had a picture.
But none of them substantial actually coming from the camps though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's allegedly. I'm just saying allegedly at that time there were more AI disses from Kendrick than it was from Drake. It was like maybe 1, maybe 2 AI disses that was out there prior to Tailor Made, which we know Push-Ups and Tailor Made were official responses from Drake because he dropped with Academics initially before it went to streaming, and then he dropped Tailor Made on his Instagram.
So crazily enough, you know, the conversation about AI and hip hop and AI and music making in general has needed a moment to be somewhat legitimized in a way. We all know it's coming. We all know that it's happening, unfortunately for many people. But I don't know whether even Drake thought that this would be the moment that would push it over. But I knew when I first heard it, I knew that it wasn't gonna ride. I knew it wasn't gonna be allowed.
With the
rights.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why he put it on Instagram. I don't think if he felt that he could clear it or he felt that it could be, you know, long term, it would have went to streaming. That's why I think he put it on Instagram.
Yeah, that's it.
If he had to stand in court about it, it would be I used it for a promotional purpose. There was no financial gain because that's the only thing they will be able to attack in terms of copyright infringement. Me getting into my entertainment law bag, he would have had to have some level of financial gain from the engagement of the 1 million+ people. They would have to prove that he benefited financially off that, because if there's no financial gain, it's just promotion.
So here's one of the first moments in this whole kind of cadre of events where the lines are blurring between rhyming, a rhyme battle, it being relatively personal, and the context by which music is being made, right? Like where AI, AI is a factor that's over here that's impacting the music. So now it's starting to become a little bit more clouded, in my opinion.
Right.
I mean, the dominance, this is already there, and then you had the personal elements, and then you also have some of the personal elements where some people are reaching, and this, that, and the third. But now it's kind of like, okay, we're controlling and puppeteering the whole game. Q, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, Q. Quinn Barrett is here. Quinn, we'd love for you to cam up. Quinn Barrett, noted Black culture scholar, and lover of fine delicacy. Welcome, welcome. Have you been
Thank
listening
you.
to us so far?
Yeah, I'm paying attention to y'all. I put a question in the chat, like, okay, so like, and I guess this doesn't undermine the conversation. I'm just adding this in, and let me catch the stream. I'm not trying to derail y'all. Why do we have a problem with the AI? What's wrong with that? Like, why is that a conversation? Like, why did we trip on the AI? We knew it was AI when we heard it. We knew it was AI when we heard it.
But we knew it was
Like,
Drake's voice too. I mean, we
so
knew it
what?
was Drake's
So what?
cadence.
So what? Like, so what? Like again, what's the problem? Like, what's the real problem? Look, we are too seasoned of a music, like, you know what I'm saying, in this game to be judging shit like this on a scale like we were 13. We are reacting to that moment like we're still kids, like we don't know what the world really is, and we don't know like what it takes to move the needle. For Drake to try an AI move, to be the first to try an AI move in a battle, that's all genius material. No one would have the balls to try some shit like that. I didn't say he had to score. I didn't say it was
I think
cool.
that was kind of my point.
Yeah,
Like,
but I'm just saying, like, I'm again, right, I'm not attacking you. I'm talking about the way it landed. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, the future is coming, bro. Like, you gotta participate in it.
so let me say this. There's a let's talk about the subtext a little bit between Kendrick and Drake. Like, Kendrick and Drake are two dominant individuals, but they also represent two specific philosophies in music making. You know what I'm saying? So
They don't.
they do.
I disagree.
They absolutely do.
I disagree.
Go ahead, Scarber. Go ahead.
Before we go to that tangent, to kind of reinforce what your man was saying, prior to you got jumped in officially, bro. And by the way, nice to meet you.
Oh yeah, my bad.
For sure. My bad, bro. My bad, man. Appreciate it.
Brilliant individuals.
Good to meet you. Hold to meet you in person someday, for real.
Yep. What I was sharing with Rod was that I felt the reason why he used the AI technology as a chess move was to address the amount of AI disses that was out there allegedly by Kendrick, which we know was confirmed, wasn't official, but just being a fan of the sport of competition and kind of mildly being a conspiracy theorist, I was sharing with Rod, I felt like there were too many Kendrick AI disses for it not to be some question mark of if they was real or not. And I think that's why Drake made the move of using the AI technology on the record with the voiceover from Snoop and Pop, the kind of lightweight draw attention to that, but still get to the heart of the matter with the diss that he did.
Facts. And look, and I don't disagree with you, because the only part that I disagree, not just with you, but with Rod too, is that it wasn't for effect. I don't believe Drake did that just like this, to prove a point.
Oh no, that wasn't my only. I didn't rest my hat on saying he just did it for that purpose. I said overall, I felt like it was a solid, bait to get Kendrick out. But I was just
there you go. There you go. So I agree with you now. Right. I think that's why he did it. I think he did, like, you know what? The only motherfuckers gonna get this nigga excited as voices other than mine. And whose voices do we respect more than mine? Is these niggas. And so you know what? I'm gonna talk through them because I feel like I'm channeling them better than he's channeling them. And that's what that was. And that's why that was such a right hook early. All the old heads can get mad about the AI all they want. When you heard Pac's voice, you reacted. When you heard Snoop's voice, you reacted. It doesn't matter, bro. And that's what Drake understands. Drake understands the internet better than any other rapper.
Wow.
He understands the internet better than any other rapper alive, and that's a fact. And it's proven now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's over. Like, even now, Kendrick has literally ripped this man stem from stern. But that moment will always live. People will continue to play Pac's voice through Drake. I'm not saying that they won him the battle, but that's a moment we've never seen. He's the first one to do it, and he's like that. To do shit that we're not supposed to be seeing. Like, he's doing things in a rap battle. The man found the Good Kid, Mad City van and crushed it in Toronto, and made sure that the footage showed the area code of the towing company that got it, dog. Like, y'all, every detail matters, right? So Kendrick played Drake's game and kind of won with the details. But Drake is really the king of that. Now, he wasn't, but he is now. But Kendrick said, no, I can do that too. But picking the fucking van up.
Wait. Stop. Let's go back. Hold up. Before we get there. Because again, it's definitely that context. So we had the tailor-made freestyle.
Yeah.
And then you had Euphoria. We kind of reviewing it for the layman first.
I'm
right?
sorry. I'm coming
all right.
late.
You're all right. But I you already know how I feel about you.
Yeah.
So then you get Euphoria that drop.
Yeah.
And wow.
Well, here's the thing.
Euphoria was crazy.
Do we care about people's family beef?
We is who?
Hip hop fans.
We is different, right?
No, do rap fans care about family drama?
I think that it's
I think it's yes and no. I think it depends on the content of the lyrics is all depending on how the artist is utilizing it. So going back to the Jay-Z and Nas thing.
Yeah, there we go.
The only reference that we remember of Super Ugly, which was like kind of like an aftermath diss after the takeover and Ether happened, was the Carmen reference about leaving something on the baby seat.
That's the hardest line, might be the hardest line in battle history.
That's the only thing that we remember from Super Ugly. Other than that, it's always takeover versus Ether.
I always say that's why Ether didn't matter. I always go back to that. Ether didn't count to me. Once I left a used condom on your baby mama's baby seat. That's the end. That's the end of me. That's the end of me. And that, look, battle culture is like that. Those personals, right? The stuff that gets to the gut, right? The shit that you cannot forget. That's what we clap when Loaded Lux and all them niggas get together and they pull out a detail that nobody else knows.
Yeah.
That's what that was to me. That's why I say Ether didn't matter. Ether was playing the Joneses. It was whack to me. Not whack, but like extra.
He didn't get too dirty. He said he was 36 in a karate class.
You feel me? Like that was you making fun of a nigga's shoes. Nah,
he talked about his hustle credentials, about showing him his first tech in the project.
I left a used condom on your baby mama's baby seat, bro. That's different, bro.
That's scandalous.
That's different, bro. That's different, bro.
That's like when Cube. Well, it's deeper than when Cube said when he met MC Ren, he was broke driving a bucket. That's different.
Nope. That's different. That's playing the Joneses, dog. Like I left a used.
That was
condom.
the most person. I mean, you think about it. Up to that point, okay. What else had been that personal?
What else had been that personal, dog? That's what I have always said. I have maintained. I'm 44. I have maintained that Ether was not interesting. It was cool when it came out on the radio.
I completely disagree with you.
It was cool. But look, dog, Talking Greasy was on the other track. It wasn't on
It
Ether.
was Talking Greasy. I agree with you about that, but nah, Ether, you can't dismiss what Ether did, dude.
I didn't say I dismissed it. I'm just saying the moment though. Like, what are you gonna say, man? Like, you just talking shit now. The same thing as Drake is doing, right? Okay. The same. Look, Drake is talking shit, which we didn't think he was gonna be able to do. So that's cool. We getting the points for that. But Drake is but Drake is like he just playing Joneses. Kendrick is talking about things that might get Drake arrested.
We need to talk
You
about
feel
that
me?
too.
You feel me? Like,
Is that the
Kendrick is
first
talking.
time that that's happened? When else has that
No,
happened in battle history?
no, I don't think that's the first time, but it might be one of the last times. Because this is getting serious now. This nigga said that the embassy getting ready to be raided, just like we just saw with Diddy. Like, what the fuck?
Mm.
Well, no, I
So
haven't seen that officially confirmed. What has been confirmed is that one of the OVO security had a human trafficking case that he was exonerated from. He served some time, but they cleared
and that's right, but that's old, bro. Like, we all know that.
Do
well,
we?
not
We all know that.
everybody, unless you were avid Drake fan. Not everybody knows.
No,
I
it
don't think
ain't. You don't
everybody know
gotta be
that.
a. You don't gotta be a Drake fan, but you gotta following the right pages on Twitter, following the right pages on Instagram. The streets talking. I've been chatting with Rod. Look, Houston, LA, and Atlanta have decided, bro. Like, it's a thing going on in the street, dog. Like, especially Chicago, they are done with Drake. And
What?
look, they done. And look, bro, it's time. Like, we all know that hip hop and the street have a fucking a deep connection, right? So when the street talk, hip hop gotta talk because that's where all the money come from. Atlanta is done. Apparently, LA is done. And checking in lately, Chicago has finished with Drake. They talking about the next diss track against Drake might be produced by Kanye. Like, this where we at.
Mm, 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 mm.
Once the streets are done, you feel me? They talking about, oh shit, Jay Prince will come. Jay Prince don't mean nothing right now because bump out. That's what I'm trying. That's why I text y'all that. Bump Jay out. When bump Jay in the camp, you ain't got no Jay Prince don't mean nothing. In Chicago, y'all don't like people don't know who Bump Jay is. Bump Jay is for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, that's where we at now. We not on the East Coast West Coast beef. We not finna get nobody shot, but it got there, and that's my point. So you can't come out with the funny shit anymore. What did I say, Rod? I said if Drake could be funny, he could win the beef. He still probably can, but I don't know now because the streets is involved now. Houston
So
has made a decision. It's
so
over.
let's come back to that. Let's put a pin in that when we talk about the future, right? I think what Scarb wants to do, Scarb wants to kind of just take a look at it from the round perspective, right, Brandon?
We can do. I was just putting that in there just for context, but we can. We can go how you want to go.
Bet. So let's just kind of take a step back and then let's talk that through when we talk about the future, because that street shit that you bringing in is an interesting wrinkle.
Well, personally, just for me, I'd rather leave the street politics out of it.
Yeah.
I agree. I would love to too. You know what I'm saying? But I also know what I know, and I'm hearing what I'm hearing, and them and like they feel away.
With all respect, brother, I'm very much tied in my hometown of Detroit and the other
For sure.
So personally, I want to leave it music and not speak on the streets.
Yeah, right. And I don't argue with Detroit. I don't argue with Detroit. I don't argue with none of these cities. I'm just reporting what I'm hearing. I'm reporting what people are feeling in these areas, and they talking about like it's names that you don't normally see on social media that's popping up again, like from back in the day. You feel
Me
me?
and my brother here are both professionals, work education. I just want to keep
Yeah.
the streets.
I'm just saying, man. Like it's just getting weird, bro. That's all I'm saying. It's just
That's
getting
all.
weird.
And let's leave it at that. It's getting weird out there. So when it come to the first round, Scarb talked about the first round being first person shooter versus like that. I think obviously like that was a different kind of situation. It was very direct.
Mm-hmm.
When you got to round 2, I'm interested to hear what you think, Scarber.
Well, the first round, I scored at Kendrick, obviously, because that what kicked it off.
Right.
Second round, I had it scored as, hold on, I'm going to my IG feed. I had broke it down. No, not IG, I'm sorry, on Facebook. Where did I have it? Oh, here we go. I had it scored a draw. And this is my reason why I said it was a draw. But ultimately, it put Kendrick 2-1 at this point. The reason I scored it as a draw, I felt like Drake did what everybody wanted him to do that knows his history. He didn't run from the fade. He stood 10 toes. He got his shit off. It was a bop. Definitely could hear it in the club. That's why I gave him his credit for that. With Kendrick, he did classic Kendrick. He had the voices, the patterns, the flows, the lyrical content. The only thing that I take away from Euphoria for me is that it ran a little long. And Kendrick definitely made up for it with 616 in LA, which I said when I was kind of like sparring with people on social media. I said if Kendrick give us a straight to the point, I would hands down, clarify that round for Kendrick. And he gave us that with 616 in LA. So I pretty much, in my own way, without knowing what Kendrick was doing, was foreshadowing that needed to come next, along with the bop that he had with Not Like Us, which I'm also time-stamped and documented on social media.
Mm-hmm.
I called this round a draw because I felt like Drake gave us what we needed, and I felt like Euphoria just ran a little long for me, but it was definitely a solid track. That
so
was I got it 2-1 overall. So with that draw, I still got Kendrick leading. It was 2-1 overall. I had Drake losing the first round flat, 1-0 like that. And I had this one 1-1. So that made it for an overall 2-1 Kendrick Drake. That's where I was at the time.
I completely disagree with that. I felt like, so this was the first time that I heard a song going up in the club being a determining factor about whether or not it would be a better diss song than another one. That's the one thing I disagree with you about.
That's not the first time you did that.
A song going up in the club being a better diss song.
That's not the first time you did that. Right. That's not the first time you did it.
It's not the first time he did it, but this is why I was arguing with Rod on social media a little bit that we got to look at it through 2024 lens. We can't look at it.
That's not the first time you did that, Rod. It ain't the first time. I understand. I don't disagree with you. I'm not trying to disagree with you. I'm saying that ain't the first time you did that.
Yes,
no,
you
I'm
are.
not disagreeing with you.
So what song did we say because it go up in the club was a better diss song than a different one?
4 3 2 1.
What? Second round knockout versus 4 3 2 1?
Come on, man.
So 4 3 2 1 was a better diss song than second round knockout?
It hit harder.
I disagree.
Come on, man. We were standing there. Come on. Yes, it did, dog. Look, in my backseat.
But in the same token, one is Cool J and one is Cannabis, bro.
And that's the point. That you literally express. This is exactly the narrative that we get ready to walk out right now.
I completely disagree with you.
One is LL and one is Cannabis.
Right.
One is LL and one is Cannabis.
So
now when Cannabis does what he does, because his knuckles are already supposed to be wrapped in blood. But when LL steps back and says, "Hold on, forget who you thought I was."
You don't want to borrow that.
You don't want to borrow that. You want to fantasize. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever. You know what I'm saying? That shit was hard.
Just saying. Look, hold on. We were standing still.
But going up in the club though was the determining factor. Blood. That was the determining factor.
I mean, that wasn't the determining factor. But it was that hot. It was that hard. Okay.
I mean, it was hard. It was hard, but it wasn't harder than second round. I mean,
in the club for 24 is us in the back of the Grand Dam. Same thing. Same thing. Backseat Grand Dam, Black and Mouse is the same thing as standing in front of these day parties in Chicago.
Nah,
It
man. Let's
is.
keep it moving.
It's the same thing.
I'm listening to. Let me hear Brandon keep going.
Cool.
But I thought Euphoria shook the ground
It did.
completely. And I
No,
do. I
I'm saying
respect what
nobody
Scarber
knows.
is saying. I respect what Scarber is saying in terms of, Drake coming back and holding his own. I definitely felt that. You know what I'm
Euphoria
saying?
is
But
why I feel like
before
Drake
was
Kendrick is up.
that last third
Euphoria
of
is
Euphoria.
why. Yeah, that's
That last third
yeah.
of Euphoria is out of control.
It's why I feel Kendrick is still up. That Euphoria cannot be beaten.
Let's keep going. Round 3, Taylor Made AI record versus 616 in LA.
Now, for me, just based on it being IG cut versus IG cut and just the estate situation with Pac, we already talked about the AI technology, Drake coming in on third verse. I kind of gave Drake the edge on this one. And at this point, I had the overall battle for the first 3 rounds. I had them dead even. So me giving Drake this, put him at 2 rounds apiece for me. So I had them dead even at the point of the overall battle. That's where I stood on.
You gave Taylor Made this round?
Yeah, I gave Taylor Made this round.
I disagree. And look, I understand why though. That's the problem. I
get it.
understand.
I understand
I
his
definitely get
rationale
it.
is on
I
point. I get it.
yeah. It's all the way legit, but I just disagree. Like I don't think we've seen an ass whooping like this, and that's probably why it's very difficult because Drake is so fun. It's so fun to follow Drake, bro.
I think if for me it's about rhyming. It's about rhyming, and it's about the fact that he came out on 616 in LA and he kind of said, this is my life right now.
Thank you.
So for me to come out of here and do this, I'm okay. Now
you got
done
my
came up
attention.
in the mountains and got Arnold Schwarzenegger at the beginning of Commando and took his daughter, and now I'm coming through and I'm clearing the set with the M60.
Right. Everybody remembers. No. And I can go further than that. The first Predator, right? Remember when my man stepped on the bridge and cut his own chest?
Yeah.
Come on. That's Kendrick. You like, look, man, I'm the hardest motherfucker from my town. Is nobody can tell me nothing from where I'm at. But you know what? Okay, cool. I'm gonna walk myself out on the suspension bridge. Nobody on either end of it, and I'm gonna cut my chest open so you can smell the blood come through. That's Kendrick.
Go ahead, Brandon. You was
I
about
was
to
going
say
to say the other thing for me, like I said, with the estate situation, it makes sense for that logic given the relationship on the West Coast with possibly Kendrick lobbying that. I think there's some truth to that behind the scenes. And I just feel like the impact of it, because we got to remember before it was taken down, it had almost 3 million hits just on Instagram alone before it was taken down. I kind of look at that like the Draymond Green game that year when LeBron got Draymond kicked out so that they could win. I just feel like that track was able to stay in the mix a little bit. And that's another reason, you know what I'm saying, why I'm kind of giving that round to Drake.
Okay.
That was a cultural moment that we won't forget. Tupac stepping in.
I feel you.
I feel you.
Hold on, Q.
Go ahead.
I feel you. I understand in the broader context what happened. I get that. And that's why, I can't disagree with you on that. But again, my perspective is all about rhyming. My perspective doesn't involve hits and views because at this point in the game, everybody is here. Everybody is watching.
But that's why I'm saying just speaking in general, that's why I said it gets unfair because the way the music is released, going back and forth from Instagram to whether it goes through DJ Academics, whether it goes through YouTube, and then later goes up on streaming, the way they choose to release the record is just as important as the record. On top of how they release the record, away from the lyrical skill of patterns and flows, we all agree that the content in the lyrics and the tea they spilling in the lyrics, getting in that pocket, that matters. We also all agree the cover art, the Good Kid, Mad City Van individual, the G Unit chain, the DJ Who Kid before push-ups, academics on the end, the prescription and the glove and the picture. Like we cannot. So respectfully, I think we need to agree that all criteria from both sides of where their strengths are has to be considered. We can't just focus it strictly on the textbook of who, because all those play a role. And again, like I said, this battle is not our battle. This is the battle of kids who was born post 2000, and now they're going to remember this battle the way we talk about 50 and Ja Rule and Jay-Z and Nas.
True.
That's their
True.
battle.
True.
We gotta
Very true. Very true, cuz. Thank you for saying that.
We got to look at it through that lens. So all I'm saying is, if we keep it strictly about the rhyming, then there's really no conversation, because that plays to Kendrick's hand. We got to keep it.
And we're going right. We might miss the moment. We might miss the moment, right?
Wait. Yes, I understand where they are in terms of the game itself and how it's all of these factors that have come in and everything. And we both can agree they have unfettered access to everything, not only technology, but also each other's lives and all that. But these is still 38, 30s. These are not young kids. You talked about 2000.
I'm not talking about them personally. It's understood where they are personally, but the class they in, Drake being 09, Kendrick being 011, the class of talent when they hit the mainstream, their success has been based on catering to a younger audience.
But young people, but Scar, what I'm saying is, young people haven't even been paying attention to Kendrick and Drake.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. I'm in the high schools every day.
I am too.
I'm saying I'm all across the city, bro. I'm all across the city. I'm downriver. I'm in Detroit. I'm in Southfield. I'm in Oak Park. I'm telling you,
okay,
kids is paying attention and they're engaged. I'm telling you,
they own that.
I can see.
So all I'm saying is, I'm not saying that lyrics should not matter. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is to keep this unbiased and not sway from either side. The way it's released, the strategy that's being used, as well as the lyrical display, all has to be considered.
Right. This is why I said what I said the other day, is that Drake could win this with comedy. Because of what he's saying. Because the fan base is going to respond to the comedy first. And if he has, and Drake is more charismatic and is funnier than Kendrick.
Because because the dialogue, just like the lyrics used to be a dialogue between them. Now the dialogue is the memes and the chicanery and shit like that.
Right.
That's a dialogue.
This is a midnight Mayweather fight. And the problem is that there's too many sides to this. But so what are the fans gonna glom onto? The easiest thing possible, which is what fans do.
Hold on, go ahead, Scar. Go ahead, Scar.
All I was gonna say is, if we look at the people who do this within the industry that are respected cultural critics, they are the ones that's giving us the lyrics on front of picture graphics. They're the ones that's giving us the sound bites and the clickbaits and the memes. So again, to the point that me and your man is speaking on, as far as how this battle is being viewed in real time and how it's being graded by the masses in real time, they're even curating the point calling, the scoring is through social media antics. It's sound bites, it's memes. You really only got one person that I've honestly seen, maybe two. Anthony Fantano, that does the album reviews.
Yep.
Dead in hip hop with the some of the brothers are from Detroit, and Rob Markman from Genius. Them the only three people.
Rob Markman's page is legendary. Thank you for mentioning that. That's classic, by the way.
Them are the only three outlets that's trying their best to keep it about the lyrics. I
fuck with Touré's Instagram, and here's why. Because he like 50 years in the game.
Or respect. I know Touré is.
Right. We all know Touré. We grew up with Touré, right? But
I'm just saying those are the main.
He like 50 years in the game. I fuck with his analysis because of the history. That's really it. It don't sway me one way or the other. But I'm just saying, like a man that has literally like been there and been unliked. By the way, like been there and been like not a favorite of the industry for a long time. That's why I like his opinion. That's all I'm saying.
Let's keep it moving. Let's move to round 4. Let's talk about Family Matters. So that was the IG.
Yeah,
he was kind of imitating Kendrick's flow.
Yeah, all I'm saying is before I get my take on this round is just that those are the outlets that kept it about the lyrics. So for the people,
I'm with you.
That's the focus. Those are the outlets that you want to champion for the lyrical scorecard. For this one, obviously, Meet the Grams is no question. So this is where, to me, where Kendrick started to separate itself. The level of just demon time and that second and third verse, Sandra, and just the third verse talking to Adonis, like that was wicked. You know what I'm saying? So this is where he kind of separates himself to me.
I judge both songs off of the moment where they became angry. Right? There's both songs, there's a switch where you can tell the inflection of their voices where they become like, like upset or disappointed. And in that case, Meet the Grams is the superior track because like it becomes more of a like, okay, look, little nigga, come here and sit down, let me talk to you. And that is the ultimate sunning in any diss track. I don't give a fuck what you talk about a person's personal life. Once you have assumed the authority, which Kendrick has, the battle's over. Once I'm trying to tell you how you gonna do next. Right. That's the battle's over.
Meet the Grams to me was like the Loaded Lux and Calico battle.
Oh, very good. Very good comparison.
I mean, and we know what Kendrick do. We know how Kendrick write, right? You know, and I know we focusing on more than just the lyrics, but
no, even
it was uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. No, it was uncomfortable for me because I understand this. Here's the thing: it's the other truism that we got to establish too. We always knew Kendrick had this capability.
Yes.
From control.
And there is the thing. Thank you for saying that.
Hold on.
Thank you for saying that.
Let him finish.
We always knew he had this capability from control because when he did Control 11 years ago, the level of hunger he had on that record and what he was saying, we understood it, even if the artist who he mentioned at the time didn't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Then going to that BET cypher a few months later, the whole pin and tail on the donkey, just the inflection of the energy in his face, his arm movements, and the high five with the other top dog, you know what I'm saying, natives that was there. Like, Kendrick has been wanting this for a decade. You feel what I'm saying? He's been sharpening his fangs and sharpening his tools for a decade, waiting for the moment that this man was going to bait. So I feel like Meet the Grams, just in terms of energy, he has been fine-tuning that energy for a while. So that's why it feels so sinister, especially for me. The Sandra was more sinister than anything because it's one It's one thing to talk about somebody kids or their spouse. But when you talk about somebody OG, their moms, we got to draw our hands, bro. I got to see you.
Right. I think he has 6 tracks. Have we reached 6 already?
No, this is round 4.
We have 5.
No. Because he brought up 10 years ago. Because I agree with him. I believe that was about this too. Control was the beginning, right? So I wonder, did he have 6? Because I believe it's 6.
I don't know. I don't even know. Let's go to round 5.
Now, this one for me, like I said, coming off of the last one, Kendrick is up 3-2. The only reason, because technically the way this flowed out is not how it's positioned in the round. But the only reason I call this a draw, because I said on Facebook, the first person to come visual, I feel like was going to change the trajectory of the battle. Now, from Kendrick's side, we already know which I also said on social media, what he was being criticized for was the production. Everybody felt like the production was putting people to sleep, and he came with that traditional up-tempo Bay Area LA mix West Coast bop for Mustard. So at this point, by being a draw, it for me is 4-3 Kendrick Lamar to Drake. But I'm giving Drake the move from 2 to 3 on the draw because he came visual. I feel like we in the visual time. People are visual listeners, and I kept saying the first person to come visual will have a slight edge. But overall, Kendrick's winning the battle, and if the battle stops now, Kendrick.
Even if it's hyperbole, the people that are crip walking to this this latest song on TikTok, that's a win. They're crip walking to it, by the way. They don't care what the words say. They know that Kendrick is dancing on Drake's grave.
Oh, and I think it's important, not to cut you off, I think it's important to mention, this has also been receipts on the internet. Kendrick recorded Not Like Us as a brand new recording on yesterday and released it the same day yesterday. So that also documents that the other 3 disses was done beforehand. So that also explains about the shift in the energy, the flow pockets, like
that
Kendrick,
he means it. He means it, right?
You can tell Kendrick really listened to Family Matters doing
it's means that it's targeted and you ain't got nothing else for me. And so now we about to party and let me play something for the people that know we won.
Like the dance of the grave kind of.
Yeah. Let me play something that only my folk can party to. And that's and here's another thing, like I just said, I don't know, we had to change the subject. But y'all look, when you talk about Kendrick, I hate to say this, you talk about Kendrick, Drake too, you have to add in the gang culture. You got to do that because that they dial that up when they in trouble. You feel me? So here's Kendrick trying to, plant the flag or maybe, raise the flag, and he does it like that. That's a very calculated move, man, to put it in a sound that most of the country can't feel. You feel me?
I'm gonna say it this way because we're gonna close out in a few. But the Not Like Us is like a celebratory record.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because if that salvo of that Family Matters piece, I mean, he felt like the Meet the Grams beat Family Matters per se and dropped that one right on top of it. I mean, this last weekend, Kendrick spread him out. Let's just
spread him out.
He did. And I don't know. That's why I'm kind of moving towards the future. What is Drake supposed to do now?
Drake has to go full Beyonce.
What does that mean?
Meaning Drake has to find a sound that is only his own, that no one can touch.
That doesn't exist.
and right. So that's where he is. That's where he is now. He can't just come out with another more shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're gonna still go to the show. Don't get me wrong. He ain't gonna lose no money.
No.
But he wanted to play over here so bad, and now he won't be able to. That's a fact. He can't play over here no more. Remember when he talked about, he said, I'm more little brother? No, you can't do that no more. I know they influenced you. I know you love that music, Drake, but you can't do it because now people are going to respond to you in this way. And what Drake doesn't understand is that Kendrick is just the first. They're going to be more. They're going to be more.
What's Scarber? What's about to happen?
Migos.
I'm typing it in now.
Like Atlanta feels a way. Do you remember? Y'all understand something? Like he crossed Future. He crossed Future, dog. Like that's a big. He crushed Pluto. Like you can't do that.
Hold on, Q. Go ahead, Scarber.
I was just saying, timestamp Drake hasn't showed up yet. So understanding Drake's catalog and his arsenal and what he do, that pocket where he just rapping without a conscience, we got to get timestamp Drizzy and his basis, his original basis prior to him featuring with other artists and growing his base over the years with his family connection to Memphis and with his initial street affiliated connection and business connection in Houston. If he doesn't do one of the West Coast cities that I mentioned as a timestamp for a visual, I think something in Houston or Memphis would be more befitting.
Digger Hurt said they don't want him in Memphis.
They don't name the Drake classics.
The Drake
Classic albums?
Yep.
Take Care. Nothing was the same for me.
So Far Gone is a classic to me. Take Care is I mean, when you think about impact, Take Care is an impact.
I mean, the three we just named, all the critics stand by those three for sure.
I'm gonna take care with y'all, but I don't really see the other ones. And there's a lot of people. Again,
So Far Gone. The reason I say So Far Gone is a classic is because So Far Gone was the sound of R&B for the next 8 to 9 years.
And it contributed to the emo rap wave, the emo acid rap wave.
RTO said he can't come to the Bay.
No, look, no hating, no hating here.
Want him in Memphis.
I'm just saying. What does that sound like to Atlanta?
So again, he got to go to Houston. That's where he got to go because his first cosign came from
Right.
True that.
You feel like you see what I'm saying? Again, I'm reading the tea leaves from what I'm getting from folks that I know.
Why? Why is it such an issue? Why is it such a problem? What has he said that's become such an issue?
It's not about what he said.
Again, we're not trying to dig too deep into that because I don't know that.
Everybody has to pay more attention to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And this is the stupidest thing to say on the internet, but I'm just trying to tell y'all. Baton Rouge. Y'all have got to pay more attention to Baton Rouge.
Back up. Wait. What has Drake done that has been so harmful?
Drake was discovered there.
No. What has he done that has violated so many relationships because of his battle?
You gotta pay attention to Baton Rouge, man. Like again, I hate to say this, but like again, Drake wanted this. Drake wanted his career to be attached to these street narratives. That's what he wanted. That's why he's seeking.
Why Baton Rouge?
Because that's where his discoverer is born. Jay Prince's son is who discovered Drake. That's where it comes from. Like, look, Memphis, like Memphis is big, bro. Memphis is not a little town. You feel me?
Why straight up? Because we ain't got a lot of time left. What has he done that has ran him aground? I mean, other than I can see people, in LA because it's Kendrick, this, that, and third. I can see people.
The only thing I can think of.
But why is it such a, maybe Rick Ross in Miami, whatever? But why is it? I don't understand that part of it.
The only thing I can think of is that one. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think him and Yo Gotti got a record. Hold on. I don't think him and Yo Gotti got a record. And Gotti, I don't think he did a record with Young Dolph either. I'm the two biggest.
Come on with it.
Okay.
Come on with it.
Okay.
Come on with it.
Okay.
Look, this is all right. We look. My man's got is Detroit, right?
Yeah, D.
What do we know about Sada Baby?
In terms of?
Nope. It ain't in terms of. What do we know about Sada Baby?
I mean, I can speak on a lot, but that is not my business to speak that.
Can Baton Rouge folks speak on Drake?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I got what
you see what I'm saying? Like, look. I'm trying to tell y'all. Okay. This was a thing that happened in the culture that people nurtured. But imagine somebody coming here and taking shots at Sada Baby. No.
Oh, that ain't gonna happen. Sidebar. I gotta make this
ain't gonna happen.
Let's go be clear. Shout out my 50s on guys.
Facts. You heard? But I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? I use that as a very loose example, but what I'm trying to tell you is Drake is actually we are old enough to be able to speak on this experiment intelligently because we saw it happen if we were paying attention. Drake didn't come in the 80s. Like, you know, it's just something we get like as a foggy beginning. Like, we notice. And that's what Kendrick is talking about. Like, hold up. I watched this shit happen. Like, how did this happen? This. And that's what the issue is. That's what he said. Like, how did this become a thing?
So let me ask this. What is the end game?
There you go.
What is the end game?
I just said I know we got to go. So B Scar, ain't no gimmicks. Grind Life 313, Instagram, all social platforms. And my last 2 cents. We need timestamp Drizzy, just for the record, to say that he responded to the onslaught this weekend. Even if it doesn't change the outcome of him winning the battle, he does have to contribute one more record just for his
fact.
I agree.
You need timestamp Drizzy to show up.
I agree. So let me ask this question before we close out too. It looks like Drake does not have a daughter, right? That's what's being discussed online. This Kendrick domestic violence situation, that hasn't been confirmed. But it seems like neither of those things really are going to matter.
Because we're in the age of Trump.
Because there's so much other shit being talked about, right?
Because we're in the age of Trump, dog. Right? We don't care about shit like that no more.
And let me ask this: here's the final question. I mean, we could talk about the broader context of hip hop because Vince Staples said some real interesting stuff. He said, you know, everybody is focusing on these two doing what they do in the culture of hip hop while the game is summarily being dismantled around them. You know what I'm saying? And actually, I think are both artists affiliated with Universal?
I don't know.
Yes, they're both under Universal. Drake is signed to directly to Universal, and Kendrick is Aftermath Interscope Universal.
So we can talk about what this means in the broader context of hip hop.
There will come a time when Vince Staples will be exposed as a bitter man, by the way.
Summarily, are they going to essentially destroy themselves? You know, can Kendrick make an album without ever saying anything about Drake again? Probably. Yes. Can Drake make an album without making another song about this at this point?
Yes.
I mean, they're going to be subliminals. I mean, Nas and Jay-Z, even with Nas and his resurgence with Hit Boy, Jay-Z has made some funny business moves on the days of Nas dropping his albums, and Nas have taken some subtle shots here and there on some of the Hit Boy records. I mean, it's a part of the culture that's not going nowhere. I mean,
Doja Cat was on Jimmy Fallon as a rapper.
I'm listening.
Y'all understand it? Like it's not gonna. No, it'll never get to be that to that gravity, except for us fans and us, you know, addicts. That's why I was trying to bring up the other shit. Look, bro, this is gonna be over with in 2 weeks. We ain't gonna care.
And I think that's a good place to stop right there.
Yeah, we ain't gonna care, man.
Something else that's gonna be of conversation.
We ain't gonna care, dog.
And I think it's
Beyonce's supposed to announce tour tickets in July, dog. All this shit gonna dry up. Trust me. Look, it's us again. It's us old niggas again in the corner talking about the bullshit, bro. It's not gonna matter. And look, you heard Kofi, man. Like it's getting boring, and it is. Because look,
I think we're all bored by everything.
We done been through this already, bro. Like, and then look, ain't none of the results gonna like these niggas ain't gonna lose no money. Period.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
Do me a favor and highlight that Big 50s one time for me. I need that one time for the Detroit.
No doubt. So we're gonna go ahead and close out. My hope is to, you know, have these conversations quite frequently, not necessarily just specific to battle rap and disses and things of that nature, but to really kind of take, you know, these watershed moments that happen in the culture and kind of talk them through. Not only in the culture of hip hop, but the culture of our country and the culture of our people as well. So I want to shout out everybody who rocked with us today. Digger Hertz, RTO Beats.
Oh shit, RTO was on there.
Right, RTO was on here too. What up, though? And everybody on Facebook or whatever, everybody who didn't get a chance to comment. And we'll be checking in soon with you. My goal is to, get this back pretty consistent. So thanks for rocking with us today.
He won, right? We all saying Kendrick got this.
Kendrick won, dog. Kendrick
won.
And
Kendrick won.
Objectively, I take heat for supporting Drake like I do. But because I realistically don't believe that it's a lot of cats that can fuck with him lyrically. Like in turn, when he talk, I'm gonna say this real quick. There's some rappers throughout the history of rap where you got the metaphorical rappers in this, that, and the third, and then you had your shit talkers. Jay-Z was a monumental, witty shit talking.
The guy.
You had Mace that had his flash of brilliance. You have Ghost who kind of did it in his own way, and Drake do it well. He does it extremely well. He's on that timestamp shit.
I do not accept.
He just does a whole bunch of shit. Really,
right? I don't accept Drake hate on that lane. It doesn't matter.
I don't.
No.
But can't nobody do what Kendrick do either. But that's a whole nother conversation. Listen, we're gonna shake the spot. You know what I'm saying? Everybody enjoy your day. This is the Zero Noise Podcast. Give your Brandon, you want to give any shouts out right quick?
Yeah, shout out to Jim Jones for handling those boys at the airport. and Jim showing love to the city. He been fucking with Peasy and fucking with Denzel hard. So shout out to Jim Jones handling his business. I see you.
Yep. Shout out to Hero Beats. Hero Beats, let me hear something that is out of control. Shout out to Hero. Shout out to Finale. Shout out to Boog Brown. It's a lot of good things going on that way too. And any shouts out, Q?
Oh no, shout out to my man's man. Good to meet you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Good to join you. You know what I'm saying? Finally, I've been paying attention, you know what I'm saying? But glad to be here. I appreciate y'all.
Quentin is on every project I produce, talking. Every single one. I can't finish without having them say something. But everybody, that's it for the day. Zero Noise. Hey, listen, if everybody is talking, who's doing the listening, right? So peace, be cool. We'll talk to y'all next week. Holla.